Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a 4-2-3-1 formation slash tactics video to make today. So initially, when I used this 4-2-3-1, I did use Jambu's tactics and instructions, so be sure to check out his video linked in the description down below. But afterwards, I think the thing I kept the most was the tactic part of it. I thought that part was fine, but the instructions, we did change a few things here and there, right? So with the 4-2-3-1, guys, you guys can see here that this is the Road to Glory team that we are working with. We're going to break down some of the goals that we ended up scoring with the team as well, that you want to have as good of a balance as possible in each position, right? So obviously with your back four, you want to have, the pretty generic stuff, right? So you can have players that have the high work rate. You can have a player like Spinazzola, who has the high-medium work rate. Center backs, it's preferable to have, players that have the medium-high work rates, right? The Manolas I have as a low-medium work-rated player right now because of the fact that he is a first-owner untradeable player, right? So I was like, you know what? Since I have him in the team, I can actually give him a nice little link here to Mertens if I require it. But obviously, I could put any Serie A center back there if I really want to. But he's untradeable, so we're using him for now. Might switch that off to... I don't know, actually. I might switch it off to somebody else at some point, but it's okay for now. Skriniar, as you can see, has the medium-high work rates, 4-star weak foot, so that's obviously fantastic to work with for this formation. In the midfield, for the two CDMs, in the game nowadays, it's actually not necessarily bad to make both of your midfielders high work rated. Not necessarily a bad thing at all. But there are moments where you are going to notice that you want the medium high for one of the CDMs, right? It's always going to be a nice thing to have regardless. But a player that can attack and defend is a very nice thing to work with, right? So we do have that with Barella and Kessié. Now, this is where it's a personal preference, okay? For me, the cam position and the striker position are very important positions, okay? Because I personally, and it was the exact same thing last year as well, I personally enjoy using the high-low. My controller is broken because it keeps pushing upwards. I don't know what's happening with this right now. But I personally like to use the high-low work rate in the cam position, just like I did last year when I was using Cristiano Ronaldo's card in the cam position too, because of the way that the movement kind of worked between him and the striker. In the striker position, we have someone like Correa. Correa has the high-medium work rate. Normally, if you have a striker that has medium work rates, using them on the balance instruction could be fine depending on your playstyle. Again, this is completely playstyle based, right? But normally, when I use a player that's medium in those positions, if I don't want to play them to their base characteristic, I actually just give them like a stay central, get in behind or something so I can kind of make them move a little bit with the work rates characteristic, right? Because even if I give someone like Karim Benzema a stay central getting behind, he doesn't always follow that instruction. They just follow it more if they have like a high-low work rate or something, right? So just take that into account. For me, I like to play to base characteristics. So having a player like Mertens, like Correa in that cam and striker position is definitely very nice, right? So for the 4-2-3-1, this is the part where it's the exact same as Jambu's, right? So the tactics part for defense and attack, exact same, with players in the box, defense for 50 and 55, so on and so forth, right? But the instructions we did change a few things with a lot of the players, because I think he has like stay forward on some of these guys. I think he doesn't have certain instructions for the CDMs, so on and so forth, right? So this is where it changes. So for the fullbacks, we have them on stay back while attacking, right? So some pretty generic stuff. For the CDMs, we actually have them on 4 different instructions, right? So we have cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking, cover center, as well as the free roam instruction for both of the CDMs. Now, what you're going to notice in the attack is that the CDMs offer you supports constantly, which is fantastic, right? Even if you get inside the 18-yard box, if you have 2 high work rated CDMs, one of them will actually run into the 18-yard box to potentially score a goal for you, right? And you'll actually see this in some of the goals that we ended up scoring. My controller is 100% broken. I'm going to use a D-pad. The CDM, right? On the free roam instruction, you can actually see what it says, right? So it says to take a free roll and roam into space to provide a passing option. So it's not always in a linear sense where you're using, your cam, your left cam or your right cam, where, you know, I want to go back with them and then I want to be able to pass the CDM. It's not just that. It's in every single scenario, every single position. What I've noticed is that when I have this instruction for both of the players, the way that they understand which person should push up the pitch is very, very nice. Because even if I lose the ball in the attacking area, most of the times, because there are moments where both of them are kind of like more in attacking positions, but most of the times, one CDM does actually stay back while attacking, which is a very, very good balance to have, because you always have that attacking-oriented player that is sometimes going to attack because they both have high work rates, right? So in this case right here, Kessié and Barella both have the cut pass lane, stay back while attacking, cover center, and the free roam instruction. All of my attackers are on comeback and defense. Every single one. This is the same exact thing that I used in last year's game. And the reason why I do this is not because of a more defensive approach. It is more because when I win possession of the ball in the defensive areas, I want to be able to build up the attacking play again. So because they're closer to me, I can do that consistently, which is what I like to work with personally, right? It's just a balance in the team of coming back, pushing forward, coming back, pushing forward, right? And then for the striker, again, a comeback in defense, the Lamb and the Ram are on get into the box for the cross. I did not like using this last year, right? But I feel like the get into the box for a cross this year actually kind of makes their attacking AI better, right? This year, I feel like I noticed it more. But last year, I felt like I had to give them like a free roam instruction because honestly, it really just wasn't doing it for me, right? So we have them on that get into the box for the cross. I need to figure out this left stick thing because I don't know, right? But what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to show some of the goals and we're going to break down how or what my thought process was when I was using the formation and tactics. Okay, guys, so let's take a look at some of the attacking plays that I actually ended up going with here, right? So in this situation right here, we're building up the play with Kessié. I just want you guys to see Kessié's position when I get into certain areas, right? So again, you can see that it's clearly a 4-2-3-1, the 4 at the back, 2 CDMs over here. We got the 3 attackers up here. One of the attackers is at the bottom as well, right? So building up the play from this right here, we have the ball to Barella. Carrasco already making a very good run right here, right? So I feel like I noticed this more for the get into the box for the cross. I don't know why, but it just was a thing, to be honest with you, okay? So he starts making that run. Now, look at Kessié, right? I just want you to take a look at Kessié's card, and I want you to take a look at who stays back while I'm attacking, right? So I get into this position right here. I'm just wasting time at this point, right? Because I have absolutely no passing options. So I do some dribbles here and there. Bang, bang. I get into this position, still don't have any passing angle. What do? I go for a shot cancel, right? So a shot cancel is when you shoot the ball and you press L2, R2 immediately to force an animation out of the player here, right? So we force the animation out of the player here. Look at where Kessié's position right now. Open space. I have 4 attackers in here, but I still have that one CDM that just stays back while attacking. What do? We do a bounce pass and we score with Kessié in this situation, right? So definitely a very, very nice goal there. Another one right here. Let's see. Okay, so we're building up the play here with the CDM. CDM again into the attacker to the striker. Again, Cam, because of the high-low work rates, he will make those aggressive runs. Nice little 1-2 play right here. This, I go for the shot. But I go for the shot because, listen, beginning of the game, I want to test this out because I did see this pass, okay? But look at the build-up here, right? Boom, boom, make the pass again. They hold that onside position. What pass am I supposed to make right here? Right into the middle, right? Make this pass right into the middle, easy goal-scoring opportunity. We go for the shot. It's good to kind of test out the shooting angles, right? I figured out some of the driven shot angles that work out really nicely in this game, right? So here's the thing, man. You'll notice a lot with the breakdown how having the high-low work rates for that cam area is super, super nice, especially with the high-medium for Correa, okay? So right here, building up the play again with the CDM, we start using the side positions. We actually do a forced run right here with Correa, and we get into a very good situation. I do a forced driven pass just to see what would happen, and we score a deflection in this opportunity. This one right here. Okay, so building up the play with the cam, the Ram starts to make the run. We do a 1-2 play because he starts to control that one defender. So because he controlled that one defender, it just made a lot of sense for me to just force the 1-2 play with my attacker right there. Building up the play again here with the CDMs. We make the pass. Chiesa makes the run. We make another pass right here. Could have scored that opportunity, but in this angle right here, guys, for FIFA 22, you don't want to go near post. You want to go far post, okay? You want to take this touch and go far post because the far post strikes are definitely way better than the near post ones. O-block is obviously very good, but definitely a far post shot that I should be taking there for sure, okay? So again, forcing some attacking AI plays right here. Because of the work rates, the players themselves will make those aggressive runs from time to time because of their base characteristics. So exact same thing as FIFA 21, where it was a huge thing that I always mentioned to you guys, that I really wanted players that from a base characteristic were explosive from the pass off without me needing to do it myself. Because if you need to do it yourself, your players will make a very linear run, right? But if your players are explosive themselves, they will make angles when they're making those attacking AI runs, right? So again, the build-up play, always going into the side position, going back into the middle, waiting for that space to open up as much as possible inside the 18-yard box, working those 45-degree angle driven shots because they're very, very effective in this game, working those regular power strike angles, all definitely very nice, right? But you could see the combination play between Mertens and Correa working so well. Correa right there, you guys can check my controller. I did not force that attacking AI out of him, right? But because he has those high medium work rates and decent attacking AI, he does that run himself. And to be honest with you guys, Mbappe this year, it does that constantly. He's an absolute monster at doing that, right? So again, nice little build-up play right here, working some angles for the near post and stuff. That near post angle worked, but to be honest, if the goalie was a little bit better, I think he would have actually saved that. I was actually very surprised that I scored this one because I think I actually went for a shot cancel and didn't really come off, because the registration of the shot cancel sometimes for the new gen console is very, very off, very strange at times, right? So let's see some other goal scoring opportunities here. So this is an example of the 45-degree angle driven shot, right? So over here you can see that I work that 45 angle with Correa. Once I have that open space, I just go for the driven shot. It's a very good finish. Another situation here with the attacker. This one's actually a really good attacking AI play that I can show you. So we have the ball here with Kessié, pass it off to the side positions. You can already see that the space is starting to open up here, right? Because if I make this pass and I have two different attackers here, I have all this space right here to work with, right? So that's the type of stuff that you need to see when players are around you in certain ways, right? So I make this pass here. They start to utilize this empty space that they're seeing here. Who's the guy that starts to make the run? It's Kessié, right? But look at Kessié's position when I get into just this area, right? He makes his pass, but he always gets himself into an area where he wants to pass back. And it's very helpful to have this, okay? So we get the ball off to Kessié. Quick little left stick dribbles, right? Again, explosive from the pass. It's very, very important. Explosive from the pass. Correa makes this run right here. We get this pass off. There's this thing you can do in FIFA where if you use the left stick dribble, if you haven't touched the ball yet, you have to really feel this out in the game. You can actually use your left stick, you guys are gonna see it here, to go backwards, forwards without touching the ball and kind of doing this fake, right? So you'll see right here, I haven't touched the ball yet. It's because of the feel of the game. So I do the backwards, forwards thing, get the dribble off, have that empty space to work with. Attacking AI, I give EA credit for, because attacking AI in this year's game for these positions, significantly better, right? But it's the get into the box with a cross and a combination of good attacking AI from certain players. Carrasco gets into a good position. We score a nice little opportunity there, right? So stuff like that, you have to always take a look at when analyzing some of the goals that you score, right? So this is a situation here with Suarez where, you know, he just shoots it across goal. Very consistent finish. Suarez is pretty decent at finishing in this game, right? This one right here is another example of working a 45-degree angle, right? So Barella, really well positioned to get the ball back quickly. We go for the 45 from the roulette, driven shot across goal, score that opportunity. Let's see what else we have here. We have this one here. Okay, so this one here is a roulette, working some space here, middle positions opening up like crazy, man. Just like, look at it's the combination play between Mertens and Correa. Look at where Mertens is and look at where Correa is. So Mertens with his high-low work rates was acting like a striker, so Correa went back, but because Correa has good high-medium work rates, he will make that run in behind, right? We see that he uses manual goalkeeping, and we just go for the near post right there. So over here, you can see the high-low work rates playing into effect of Mertens again. You can see that I love playing players to base characteristics, because in this situation right here with Barella, look at my control. I don't even touch anything. I just wait for him to get into position. High-low work rates gets into position. We work the space here. We try to go for a shot across goal. Doesn't really work out in that situation. This one here, building up the play with the side. I actually force this run over here with the striker just to open it up as much as possible, because what happens is that players start to utilize empty positions well. I start going upwards, his defensive AI starts to go upwards. I can maybe make a cross right here to this attacking player. What we end up doing here is making sure that we get the ball, get the cross off, free cross in this situation. He thinks I'm going to go for a first time strike, moves his goalkeeper, we go for the near post again. Let's see what else we got here. What else? This one was a very good attacking play. I really liked this one. Very, very good way to show the attacking AI as well. So with Carrasco, I've already forced this run with him because I want the defensive players to be pushed back. I want them to leave me alone when I'm trying to build up the play through the middle, okay? So with Spinazzola being right-footed, we pass the ball off to the CDM. I let the guy make the run here, but I also at some point used R1 to stop him, right? Sometimes. It depends, because sometimes the players are smart themselves and they actually do that themselves. They stop, right? But over here at Barella, we start to build up the play again, go into the side positions, boom. Once you make this pass into the middle, this is where you have space to work with, right? This is what you want to work with as much as possible. Carrasco has already made this pass off, right? So because the fullback is overcommitted, that's the space that I want to work with, right? So start to dribble a little bit. Carrasco makes that run again. I do small little dribbles, and I love that this pass actually works this year as well. It's just really well weighted, right? So we go for the through ball pass here. I could have totally gone for the middle there, but he didn't know which area I wanted to make the pass to right away. But a situation here that's very important is I go for the driven pass immediately, right? Driven pass immediately. Driven pass in this game, very effective. You should definitely use it a lot because the driven pass is absolutely insane. The regular passes are complete garbage in this game. They have to adjust it for sure. But driven passes, your players control the ball so well when you make that pass, right? So I make this pass, my Mertens controls the ball immediately. Could I go for the strike right away? Yes, but look at what happens. Both of his players have overcommitted to me. He's not using any of them. So what do? I see that I have the space to work with here because he thinks I'm going to shoot right away. He thinks I'm going to go for that far post. We're calm, we're composed. We have the play on the side. Easy goal scoring opportunity, right? This one over here is just some very basic stuff, right? So this is just a breakaway, right? We force the run up there with one of the players. Nice little lob pass. Lob pass is very effective in this game. Over here, we run, and then we just left stick dribble. We didn't want to do a shot cancel here because shot cancel on the PS5 is very weird sometimes. So we just used the left stick to get past the goalkeeper. Ball roll for the consistent strike, and we scored a nice goal there too. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so situation here with Carrasco, okay, so we got some attacking AI stuff here. So this is the type of stuff that I like to work with, right? So I'm working with the CDMs offering me that passing support. You see, he's already offered me one of them, right? But when he overcommits, he actually helps me out attacking AI-wise because players start to occupy that position. So he starts to overcommit, he goes into the side position. Could I totally make that pass? Absolutely. But what do? I go back into the middle, driven pass, take one small touch, 45-degree angle shot, we score that opportunity. I always have that one CDM staying back, helping me out as much as possible. But I have the free roam instruction for the build-up play with those players as well. Again with Correa, 45, boom, get the angle, driven shot immediately. Another situation here. Dribble, 45-degree angle, driven shot immediately. I'm not even green timing these shots. They're just very effective, right? We even get the ball here with Mertens, where Mertens overcommits. We wait for the space to open up here. Dribble, 45, boom, shoot it across goal, driven shot. This one was definitely a very nice breakdown as well. Again, if you guys want to see the full replays of these goals, you guys can just check out the regular episode of The Road to Glory. You guys can just watch them all at once, right? But this is just a breakdown of the formation and tactics. So over here, just look, constant movement. So he's really defensive here. None of the players are blocking any of the attacking AI stuff that we got going on here, right? So because I have that free roam instruction, what happens, guys? One of the CDMs attacks with me, one of the CDMs stays back while attacking, right? We make these pass off here. Look at this. Look at this stuff that I have working with. I do a forced run here because this is a really cool thing in FIFA 22 this year. These attacking AI movements actually work. It's really, really sick, okay? So I make this pass, but watch Chiesa, okay? Just the 1-2 play actually like works and it's well weighted. Like the through ball there is not overweighted, right? Sometimes I do the overweighted passes still. Like there's some adjustments that need to be done. That's why I always say the polish needs to be done in those situations. But I love that I can make a 1-2 play like that. It's amazing, right? We do a small little left stick touch, bounce pass, or just a regular pass in that situation. A bounce pass is very helpful because when you go for the volley, because the ball is higher, it's kind of helpful to score those opportunities, especially with that new patch coming in, right? For those top corner saves that the goalies tend to make, right? Okay, so let's see this one here. So Chiesa, we're just dribbling, make the pass off here, go for the far post, because the far post is definitely the types of strikes that you should be going for. We have the ball here with Carrasco. Boom, attacking AI stuff that you notice right away. Mertens, high-low work rate, starts to make those aggressive runs forward. Boom, I got the space here to work with in the middle. We start to build up the play slowly. Striker gets into position. We go for a shot cancel. Driven shots across goal in that area. We score that opportunity, right? So it's just the build-up play between the CDMs. Like the most important thing for this formation, these tactics, guys, honestly, for me, is good attacking AI and aggressive movement through the striker and the cam position. Your strikers this year, guys, is going to be very important. Make sure that you try to get the best strikers possible. In previous years, the two main positions were strikers and CDMs, right? CDMs, you can manage with these guys nowadays, right? But it's the striker and that movement that you want the most, okay? So make sure that you have that as much as possible. And I'm telling you, the biggest thing is the free roam instruction with two high work rated players. That is just very, very helpful, okay? If you have one of them on medium high, you can totally have the free roam instruction on him as well. But he'll just be the more defensive-oriented one, which is totally fine. No problem at all. But you can see every time from these attacks, I always have that CDM helping me out to put pressure against the defenders and try to score more opportunities, right? So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please drop a thumbs up on it. Definitely helps out the channel a lot. And I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.